Marcus, during the Eastern Conference Finals, I asked you about toughness and where you got some of that. And so when it comes to defensive mentality, what is that mentality that goes into being a great defender? I know there's a skill set involved, but there's also a mentality that not everyone has.
Mentality is you got to keep going. You can't never give up. You know what I'm saying? You can't take breaks. You got to push yourself to the limit. You know, you're playing against some of the greatest players, and you know you have to have a hot motor. You have to keep it going. And for me, I'm just telling myself constantly, like, no matter how hurt you are, no matter how tired you are, you got to keep going. And that's the mentality you have to be a really good defender, let alone a great one.
Mark?
Hey, Marcus, I was wondering, obviously we know how great of a shooter Steph is, but I was wondering, what's the challenge of having to account for a player that's constantly running around the court, whether he's on or off the ball, and how do you approach that?
Definitely. We all know what he can do outside of, 20 feet, um, 30 to 35, 40 feet. You know, the dude is special in that regard. And, the way that he's able to affect the game by able to run around and play off the ball and get himself open. And it's just tough on a defender because you can't take a break. You know, the instance you think that he's not doing anything, the play's over for him, and that's when you get beaten. That's when you get burnt, and that's when that mentality comes in. And you got to stay ready. You can't give up. You got to keep going. And so for him, he can affect the game at all levels: passing, playmaking, shooting the ball, scoring the ball. So he got the whole package, and you have to be able to guard every last thing he has. And not many players can do that. Not a lot of people, especially on that defensive end, likes to sit down and play defense. It's not fun. It's not glamorous at all. You're not gonna get any much of the credit. It's none of that. But you have to be willing to take that challenge and just go do it when you guard him.
Marcus Omyangmasuk, ESPN. For a defense that is vaunted like you guys, as good as you guys have been, what have these 48 hours been like for you guys after such a big game from Steph Curry? What's the emotions? Are you guys angry? Did you take it personally? What's it like?
It's basketball. It happened. We let it happen, but it happened. We get an opportunity tomorrow to come out and make up for it, and that's all he is. He had a great game. You tip your hat off to him. He's a great player, but it's only one game, and we're on to the next one.
Back to Jeff.
Quick follow-up. You talk about that motor. How did you discover you had it?
Well, for me, it was when I was a little kid. I had a lot of energy, just constantly going, couldn't sit still, and my mom was just like, she put me in every sport. I played football, I played basketball, I played soccer, I played baseball, a little bit of everything, just to try to, wear me down for that. And then when she realized it's not working and I'm just still going, like the Energizer Bunny, she was like, listen, there's nothing I can do. And from then on, for me, it was just something that I adopted and really took on head on for me. It's what I pride myself on, just being able to keep going.